I want to see him continue that pace, carry that across now to map 3.
Roll your minds back. Fnatic against Sentinels. The last battle between NA and EU went down on this map, and it's where NA destroyed EU. But there were moments that Fnatic found. Can G2 muster a little bit of that brilliance to bring it back through here to maybe reset history? We'll find out. For now, we're live into this one. And things are all going swimmingly so far, but back in the site, the first battle. Kellogg's going to find one, but Shazam is right there, as is Dapper. It's a 2-for-1 trade-out.
Oh, actually, straight away, G2 call an audible here. They're going to try and drift through Garage towards C. Coldamenta can't get lost with that spike right now. Avova trying to find space elsewhere, guarantee this entry. A little bit of damage, actually, to force Zombs away, so G2 will be able to pick up control initially. Actually, Coldamenta hesitant to plant here, and look at this stack up here.
Hold on, Avova really has his moments on this map. Oh, just had to hit the reload, but he did so much damage. But now just Coldamenta, a 1v2. Mixwell did find Shaz, now Coldamenta, the timing, he's dead! Tens on the swing. Sentinels start things off with the first round.
It's so close there. I think the fact that Coldamenta, I guess, pauses for a moment gives Sentinels the opportunity to stack up there and play the numbers advantage on the way back in. Avova call upon, but seemingly out in no man's land with a frenzy there, can't even convert the damage necessary to make sure. But again, what a flip here. Kellogg finds the entry. Sentinels will spawn with 2. Again, just the timing on that reload. Coldamenta only had 2 bullets left. So Sentinels strike first. Nothing invested here. Actually, 1 sheriff, 2 sheriffs at the very last second here on Mixwell and Kellogg's.
Love seeing a Phoenix play. Quick little pop flash. Sick eats a fair amount of it, though. Gonna peel himself away as much as he can. And there's Tens. Tens in this weapon, man, it really seems to suit well together. Falls instantaneously away. Deeper angle now. Let's see if anyone's gonna try and slip through. He's gonna hear these steps. 2 coming his way, 2 through short, another found. Tens is farming, that's 3. How many more are you gonna get? Tens up and over? Go on, buddy, yeah, why not? Tens, just flexing now.
The budget operator doing work for Tens there in round 2. Again, good progress as well towards that Blade Storm early on. G2 now, called upon in their buy round. Don't want Sentinels to build up any buffer in these first rounds.
3.
Looks so easy. Now, we'll have to see how G2 approach this. Again, I'm looking for fast hits. I'm looking to find these opening duels. Again, with Coldamenta on the sky now, Kellogg's has a little bit of support around.
Well, look, I've loved Mixwell on that sky before, but, you know, Coldamenta just as good with Kellogg's. That combination, that 1-2 that we get to see. And Tenzo still looking to be integral this round. Leaning a little bit more proactively down middle. Taking that little bit of a risk, but not much. Still able to obviously move away. Probably mobile. Kellogg's likes being seen. Happy with it. To give him maybe a notion of intent. And there are now 4 players leaning this way for Sentinels.
Indeed, happy to give up C, at least with Zombs over in Garage now. No utility there to really give away any indication of G2 pushing forward, but Avova now starting to explore Garage. And again, G2 desperately scrambling to find some information, but Sentinel's giving away nothing.
Nope.
I think Dapper, is tucked in here, but Shazam's the only utility noted here. I think on the side of G2, Shazam's the only thing that they've noted.
Tens is still waiting. He's not moving. He
does
have
Dapper in as well.
Dapper, exactly. Just down in that pocket down below. Turns the flash a little early, but Dapper's still just fine. Gets one on Nookie, can't follow up. Good trade for Coldamenta there, but the problem is Shazam's right here towards Kellogg's. This is now a problem. It's not feeling so good. Avova, outdone by Shazam. This is the bonus, so you're meant to be working towards. Mixwell can't do it either, and it's looking disastrous now. G2 will be unhappy with that as Sentinels will be grinning ear to ear.
The post around 3 survive. Again, Sentinels now with a huge opportunity to pile on the pressure. G2, again, whether or not anything is thrown back into this one, but again, just the setup there. Dapper baited in perfectly by Tens. Again, they're in position so quickly to stop any of this pressure that G2 are trying to mount. Again, like I said, it's G2 scrambling for something to be the green light to hit somewhere. Sentinels give them absolutely nothing.
No, you don't get given much in this, and it's very hard to dictate the pace towards Sentinels as well. There's a reason they're exceedingly good at this map, and of course this entire game. Now at this point, TenZ brings out the big boy instead of the the knockoff. So he'll be just fine. Seeing towards A, he does have Shaz just by his side as well, and of course on the other side we have the Shiko coming out.
Love a Shiko.
Can't get enough.
See if G2 can get anything going here. Coldamenta straight away. Shut down on that swing on window.
Going up.
Sick will peel away. Again, the spike noted now at least. A good indication as to how G2 are set up. Again, Sentinels just holding strong here. Avova actually spotted out on the way through. Dapper and Zom's called upon now, but again, Sick finds Avova. G2 just not being given entry anywhere at all, Lauren. Sick now again. Facing down the last two members. We'll find the first chemical trade, but not much else to get done. Zoms will clean things up.
Very clean.
Well handled by Sentinels. Again, just not allowing G2 to punish the economy, or even damage the economy, I should say. Sentinels now with a huge financial buffer. Especially with that operator online, the Blade Storm as well, I think potentially online for TenZ as well.
Now, you were saying that they need to find a way in, because Sentinels aren't going to give them. We've seen this already. It's quite clear. Sentinels do not play an overly easy game to read into, to get picks on. Everything is very well considered. Now we have to look at G2, and the conversation I'm sure they're having now is, well, how do we find our way in? How do we start dictating the pace?
Well, my concern becomes actually when Sick starts getting his ultimate online, they can get a little more proactive in some of these rounds, and it's going to catch G2 off guard, especially if they're happy to sit as deep as they are. Like I said, they can't really gather any information in the early round because Sentinels being so disciplined. And I think actually, talking specifically about Sick, once he does get online and once that ultimate's available, expect there to be a very, very strong support system in place. Again, look to Shazam, look towards TenZ, and obviously then Zoms as well on the Astra. These set pieces on defense for Sentinels are so clean.
So what you're telling me is there's not an easy way. If anything, it gets harder.
There are none.
Great. Cool. Well, let's see what Niels can come up with behind them. Because 4-0, they do need to find a bit of an answer soon. This is what the timeout is here to address. 'Cause these rounds haven't been that close. I feel like they haven't even really been able to execute on the sites. They've been struggling to have that ability.
Well, the thing with G2 is that we know they lean away from these kind of choreographed, set pieces. Set pieces, and again, that's why it almost relies on. Oh, actually, a bit of spam coming through from outside B there onto Coldamenta, but it's so difficult to find an opening duel here that Sick will just continue to command garage area. And again here, look, just nothing gained the other way. You've got TenZ now posted on A long. Mixwell there.
Okay.
Not creeping through just yet.
I've got your trail.
Okay, let's see what they do with these Seekers then. They have drawn rotations. I mean, you can put a lot of faith in TenZ, though. He's still pretty solid with that off. Now Sick's going to lean on in. Going to actually get one as well. The spray doesn't quite connect for the second, but Zoms has his back as well. Avova's now gone. Kellogg's looking a little isolated on the side. He needs some support here. He only gets the trade in the end. It's a 4v2. These trades are so effective for Sentinels.
As well, the ability to pause and allow Sick to come through and just bait out that first engagement.
Look how deep these rotations are, man. There's no risks.
Especially with Dapper's utility still in position here. Give away exactly what's about to happen. You go, Mixwell will actually hop into the first. Lucky will remove the second.
30 seconds left.
Actually, Hunter Fury comes through. Dapper will find a kill anyway, but Lucky called upon now, and again, G2 just cannot find anything here versus Sentinels. And again, the thing is, when the rounds play out like this, they don't even really get a good feel for initially how Sentinels are set up, and every time just one piece of the puzzle moves, it's then G2 resetting effectively.
Yeah, but this is the beauty of Sentinels. It's like watching an artist paint a picture. They are so good at playing this map. It's incredibly hard to, one, get to the position to even have those executes that G2 don't particularly like anyway. How do we get reads on rotations? And even if they get a read, how do we punish those? You just can't. At the moment, Sentinels are playing an incredibly elevated game. Throw into that, G2's money is now in the bin. It's starting to mount up a little here, but let's see if Kellogg's can maybe offset that. They've been struggling to deal with the TenZ Shazam combo over towards the side of the map, and Maybe some more of that to come, but maybe overwhelmed. Who knows? Maybe not.
My word.
Dens brings it down on him, just the guillotine slicing through. Shaz by his side, and now a new position adopted. Double stack towards long as well. They still have so many players always in the right place. Ten's a second away, but Shaz is right there. Puts his life on the line, and it's another round. 6-0, Sentinels answering back real loud.
It's actually great. I think that's the third or fourth round now where G2 have only been able to find one.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, Sick now actually up to 8-2. Dapper now, the ultimate available 10 still with that operator. Blade Storm online towards G2. Lockdown, Nuki one off the res, but again, these are very reactive ults here that I don't think G2 really are in a position to lean on with the way these rounds have gone. They're not being given enough to find an opening and then try and secure the round or secure control of any of these sites.
I love that. Ten's just swinging out anti-flash, gets himself into a great position now. But on the other side, there's still Mixwell. But I've seen this man turn a sniper into a shotgun, so don't be surprised if you see it again!
Oh my God.
Tens does it to him. Mixwell left ringing off of that. What are you meant to do? There's now 4 of them. The first brave step they put forward, they get met by that.
And look at this as well. Sick down C long, so they know that Sentinels can drift away from C. 2 players positioned now to greet this push of G2. Zoms and Dapper. Again, there's just no way in. Sentinels perfectly positioned to stop anything here. And the problem being, they're going to come through Garage. All of C-Long control is in favor of Sentinels.
Okay, Dapper, how much have you got here, though? You've got a lot of pressure coming your way. Outdone eventually, but here's the next layer. Sick, holding long. That's a dirty angle to try and clear. It's so nasty. And now his Zom's on the swing through on CT. He does get traded out on, but the numbers are still so favorable to Sentinels. A 3v2. Nuki and Avova. Now looking for that next step. Avova can be good here, but that player on logs is just in the most unreadable position. There it is. Shaz just breaks the back of any hope that G2 are trying to build here. And Nuki, he's done for. Sentinels are putting on a show, and it's a damn good one at that.
And that's a perfect example. That round there of the contingencies in place. Sick gets into a position where actually, even if he just trades 1-for-1 and G2 decide to swing on to long and try and get towards C site, he's in here actually a laboured spray on the first, got to argue, could have been good for a second, but it's the fact that as soon as Sick's in that position, Sentinels are there to greet either B or Garage. It's absolutely flawless.
Looks like the tank might have run out of gas for G2. 7-0, clean rounds, no opportunities to get in. We argue about the depth. These were the team that came through in pretty much the last locked-in place here. Depth was always going to be the question. How far can they take this? For now, they take themselves towards B. Dapper on the other side, sitting towards the connector on the A side, but it's Sick. Takes himself forward. The spree's a little bit fruity, a little wild, but it's just fine in the end. And again, there is still no hope. There is still no way in. There's no way out. It's just Avova left on his lonesome. A 1v4, a miracle round at this point.
Whether or not Sentinels will even give him one. Nope, Sick slapped Avova down. His 4th on the round. Sentinels 8th on the board. This is where you start getting worried here. Again, lockdown still available, not called upon in, I feel like 4 or 5 rounds now that's been available. But again, even here, on this round in particular is the one where G2 decide to go a little more aggressive. And this now, it's got to, the tendency now is to play even more passive on the buy round because effectively tapped out here, 1,300 credits left in the bank. Nuki with a revive, Coldamented 2 away from Seekers. Blade Storm, Cosmic Divide, Shazam now with a Hunter's Fury. Sick with another run it back, Lauren.
Here.
This is looking pretty terrible for G2.
It is. Another shot at it, another bite to the cherry. Kellogg's. Here shows Nuki's towards Dapper that time. Here comes everyone else though. Sick straight on it. Life on the line. The spray good. They get on the first and they're just working away at G2 as they try and step towards the site. A res comes out slowly but surely. Those Zombs now flashed up. Has a problem with this one. It's Mixwell to capitalize as well towards CT. Finally, G2 making some work out of it. 1 on the board.
I said actually maybe the tendency is to play a little more passively. This one they really forced the issue onto C side. Kellogg's leading the charge for G2. Actually Nuki perfectly timed on that swing. But again, you've got to credit Sentinels there. It's the ability to back up the Hunter's Fury in combination with the run it back to try and get back onto site, ahead of that spike even going down. Sentinels willing to fight to the death as G2 come in for that execute.
Do it again, though. You got to do it for the last couple of rounds, right? Like, this is the thing. This can't just stop now. You have to keep delivering in this fight again. Mixwell against TenZ!
No way, man!
Get out of here, TenZ! How are you doing it to him? Mixwell's such a veteran, man. He knows this. He knows in his head he's thinking through the steps. And there he is regardless. TenZ just, he's the boogeyman in this game. You just don't want to go near him.
That's crazy. I mean, it's a testament to just how good TenZ is, but made Mixwell look slow there, honestly.
Which is not, it's not something we often say. Mixwell is so good at this normally. Wow.
Just caught a pixel out of place, but no damage done to Shazam, actually. Seeker's invested now. Coldamenta try and force his way through onto A. Maybe try and catch something here. Nuki will spot out at least one member on B site, but the spike headed towards C. Dapper will be called upon.
Dapper's still here. Not moving. Not giving it away, and now he knows something's up. Two players working forward, one still towards Garage, maybe looking to exploit that rotation would be Nuki. But Zoms is there now to back up Dapper, and Shaz did find Nuki, so that lurk's now removed. Kellogg's and the boys on C feeling a little silly here, not able to make the connection they wanted. Kellogg's is doing the best he can, but I don't think it's going to be enough. No, it's not. And Coldamenta, a little late to the party, but going to take down two. Maybe a little overzealous on the peaks, and some curious positioning from TenZ. Still on the backside and middle, just not going to expect it, are you? And tucked in the corner, it's going to be sick, and it's going to be another for Sentinels. This one's looking all but over.
Again, just watch that back. It takes them so long to get up towards it. Then they're posted behind the trap wire. And again, Dapper buys effectively like 8 seconds with those two. Okay, yeah. That's even worse from the other angle. But with those two cages there, buys so much time for the rotation to come through that Sentinels can effectively fight a 3v3 on site before the spike is even close to getting planted.
And a reminder to every other team who maybe thought there was hope, who looked at this going, they've dropped a map. First one they've ever dropped. Maybe they're human. Maybe this is the time to strike. Maybe not. It's 9-1. Up and over. Kellogg's just swats him out the air. TenZ is so just nasty with everything he does. And he's still aggressing. He's looking down. Sewer falls away just to get out of the eyes of that dog. And now can re-aggress on it. But fixed on the flank. He's in the spawn. They're making it hurt now. Just a chokehold on G2. Sending him back. This is all but over. Sentinels.
The Prime Gaming flawless. What a setup, and 6 so quickly in position to absolutely punish G2 before they can even get the ball rolling.
Out of my way.
Staring down the back. This is so good. TenZ doesn't even wait for the audio cue there. He's already posted. There's not even like a reactionary shot. It's like, Bladestorm was available. Somebody sit C-long with me. I'm holding the angle above. It's crazy to watch this guy play.
Truly. 10-1.
Oh my god.
And the play from Sick. And look at the spam. Shaz. Oh, Sick still going! There's no rest. There's no room for air. This shouldn't be allowed on Twitch.
No, this is absolutely relentless. Finally, the lockdown going to be invested here. And Avova actually will find some damn. I don't think Sentinel's too bothered about the outcome of this round in particular. Zoms creep towards the G2 spawn. Actually coming back in here. Dapper going to find Nuki. Over on the other side of this wall. We'll find another kill. Kellogg's actually flanking on the backside, but Zoms still alive and kicking. Finds the spike, finds a second. Kellogg's will fall. Mixwell, 17 HP in a 1v2.
Not moving a muscle. Sat. Maybe stunned a little at the scoreline, hoping the timing would be offset. Zoms hasn't moved that far, has he? I feel like there's a knife or something coming.
Well, Dapper's dead, so it's probably not.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got a horrible feeling. 14 seconds. Clock beginning to rot. Mixwell. Turns the corner, Zoms is there.
Right there.
This is Sentinels sending more than a message, a reminder to EU. This is where Fnatic fell. This is where G2's going to fall, and maybe the group stage. But you don't get past us on this map.
This is absolutely brutal. I mean, at this point, you got to ask the questions again around G2. They're able to close out comfortably on the second map, but it's night and day here. This is Sentinel's stomping ground, and it really, really shows the gap between these two teams.
No, it is a real difference here, and someone who I'm sure will be elated after being obviously very quiet on that previous map. But, oh, God, if only. We've been trying to make him quiet for years. However, someone who will be happy will be Sean. So hopefully he's standing by ready to break down a couple of looks of maybe what surprised him, what made him happy. Who knows? It's going to be essentially a Sentinels frag movie, so enjoy this.
Game's not over till it's over, Lauren, but this round is really sick. So this is a really cool round from both teams that I want to go over today. So let me first draw attention to all the G2 players over here outside long. Oh, wrong tool. So we have all the G2 players outside long A right there, ready to get A control at the start of the round. So let's roll the clip for a little bit. You can see the turret is here, Mixwell is over by it, the guiding light comes through long. And the reason why the guiding light comes through this jet smoke, which actually comes from Kellogg, so let's pause for a split second. So we have the jet smoke from Kellogg's that went right here in A main, the guiding light goes behind it. That puts in the mind of a normal player that, you know, the attackers are aggressively pushing long at that point. But this is TenZ, and TenZ does not fall off of this angle, which is massive. It means the fake does not work. It means Sentinels will not over-rotate. Mixwell is still holding very passively over here at the A side, just in case anyone were to push through, and right away, G2 rolls and plays this passive default setup. You can see they're spread out, and it's going to end up being a garage split. I'd also like to draw some attention to why Sentinels is capable of doing certain things and stacking places. You can see the double trips front B, as well as an Astra Star. So the Astra Star will turn into a gravity well. There's a cage there as well. So B is just a death trap. You do not want to go there on this particular round. And then C, it's a very hard site to hold, especially against Pops when you're someone like Astra. So how does Sentinels deal with this? Well, this first Astra Star would activate as a smoke. The second one would turn into a gravity well if there was a C-pop. And then Zoms even puts a third star right next to him, just in case there's a hit and he can hide in his own smoke, dodge recons, dodge a drone. You know, he's capable of moving around. Guiding lights won't blind him. Trailblazers can't get him. So he has all this planned out utility. In addition to that, we have Dapper's cam on the wall for more info. Sick is playing Garage on the rotate. So let's keep going a little bit now. And what you're going to see is the Sky is going to use the Seekers to clear out Garage. And that is what's going to activate the start of this round. So Sky is gathering by Garage. She has the spike. And you can see Mixwell still by this A lobby. The Sage is grouping up.
I've got your
And
trail.
there it is. The Seekers come in. And the Garage split is on. And let's pause it real quick. So what you're going to see now is the Sage has walled window. That means that they can fully focus on this split. They don't need to worry about anything behind them. But also, simultaneously, we have Kellogg's throwing a smoke and dashing into it into the C site. We mentioned this earlier with Shazam. The Jets dash in, they get the vision with the dash, and they're getting tons of info. He's following the Seeker. He knows exactly where everyone is. Sick counter ults, and this is the game-changing play by Sick, in my opinion. He ults around this spawn corner, and you can see him right here. This is his ult form. He's a free body to help deal with this hit, and he's a massive nuisance to G2 on this hit. In addition to that, Zoms plays this perfectly. He activates that second smoke that I was referring to in the site, and let's play it a little bit more right now. So Zoms Nest in the site takes out the Seeker. That allows Sick to get that frag on the spike. Sage gets the trade. And Kellogg's is scrambling, trying to get Zoms back site. And he does. But look, Sick has rotated in from back site now. And he is on plat taking Zoms' place. And he has this insane crossfire setup. So now Sentinels is immediately in this 4-on-2. And they're so aware of G2's intentions. Look, they're just rotating all over the place, leaving the C site. They know the C site is locked down. They have a camera there on Dapper, and that's when Dapper's trip hits. And it signals Shazam to blind ult into the B site, and the round is over. I think both of these teams played this round phenomenally well. And it just goes to show the level of play between these two teams is absolute top-notch S tier. And I cannot wait to see more of this. Back to you guys, Panpoc.
Buddy, I don't know how much more of it we're going to get. That was, it is a good game, but the scoreline's a little skewed here, Hypoc.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Wee bit.
Yeah.
Tiny
To
bit.
say that this pistol round is crucial.
Woo. Yeah.
Yeah. Should make some more sweeping statements. You want to undersell anything else, or?
Go ahead this week.
Cool.
What
Well,
do you
they need the.
they need this.
I think they need round 2 to 5
2 to 5
conversions as well,
versions.
and then a couple more.
Right.
Because once Sentinels get to their buy round,
But imagine if they did it.
can you imagine?
Don't be biased to Sentinels now. Gosh. G2 can do it too. We'll find out. It's 11-1. This is the group stage. Keep in mind, the first time, really, we're seeing this NAEU battle go down, and it has been taken to a third, which definitely caught some of us off guard. Kellogg's trying to catch someone off guard for 6, having none of it. He does not care. He sends him right back like, don't worry, boys, you'll have a break soon. I'll try and get this overview nice and quick. 3 still stand, and the A hit looks like at least being toyed with. Some audio cues given, but they peel away.
Vova's got himself all the way to the bottom of C-Long. He's going to hear this information, should pull the rotation from G2, see if he can find anything on the way in.
Oh.
Actually, the trigger discipline is perfect here.
How long does he hold this? Till right about then. Pulls the trigger on 10, but now he knows there's another. Wait, what?
He was in Astral form. He didn't hear
no
it at all.
idea. Absolutely clueless, and this gets spun on its head. Avova maybe being the lifeline, at least for a couple more rounds. Dapper, though, first step in, and it's a good 1. 40 more seconds to play with. He's got time. He's about to have the spike as well. 35 seconds to make something out of this.
No way.
Now, he's got to know if Over at least was on C long. That's the last call. Nookie hasn't been particularly noted.
left.
Maybe was on A earlier. Now, 25 seconds. What does he do with this?
Yeah, actually, Nookie's close enough to hear that spy cam activation as well, so he's going to go hunting, but Dapper, meanwhile, has free access to A site.
Now, where would he post plant this? Okay, so the closest plant he can. Does he? Do you think
Just
he
do a
can just
split.
slip back to CT? No, he can't.
Oh, I was going to say. If Dapper went for the push
Yeah.
there, actually the opportunity to
planted
open
for
this
it.
up. Yeah, exactly.
I thought maybe he'd slip back in for that CT push, but no.
Still going to find a
Opts for
1v1.
Sewer. Right, he is finding that 1v1. Now he's being encroached on by Avova, who's the absolute difference maker, and timing's everything. Dapper now needs to turn, and Avova saved it. He's given them just 1 breath in this.
11-2. Avova going huge on the pistol round. Again, the timing of Zombs slipping in to try and set up that push onto C. Again, Avova, the balls to pull that off there, to let the first pass, the second as well, and let them actually come up. And the whole time he's relaying that information. He wants the contact to come through from Mixwell on site as well. Sentinels, they're going to throw a couple of bits and bobs into this round.
It's not.
Reconsidered, actually. Yeah, just it looked like 3 sheriffs and 10s, obviously, with that budget operator, but
Why not? Always seems to find a bit of value with it, but Kellogg's feeling bold enough to go for a walkabout. Dapper taking a chunk of damage here. And this should be a free one. It is. Kellogg's going to get him in combination with that Sky utility coming through sewer. It will draw the attention of the others. But 10s! There's a reason we say there's a value to always him having this seemingly his hands at very bare minimum. And you can see as to why.
look at the utility in Garage. Sick decides to push on through Shazam. On red alert here, just in case Kellogg's comes through. Sick actually going to note the alarm bot here. That's going to smoke it off, so
Interesting.
maybe have to slip through. This is huge, actually.
Now, luckily for G2, Avova is very, very sharp in this. Mixwell's got his back and the calls have been made. There it is, 4 stand. And they take another step.
Need that back.
Actually, a good opportunity here for G2 to come through, ride some of that lesser weaponry. See, I mean, 10's only player on Sentinels, I think, to be sat below 1,000 credits on that previous, but be able to afford the light armor and the rifle. Only 1 on the side of G2, though, and that's Mixwell. To see here, if G2 are able to maintain this, honestly, Kellogg's again pivotal in that previous round, finding that kill onto Dapper, again controlling a lobby, and he's walking with a Spectre. This is bold, to say the least.
Yeah, he's been spotted as well, so needs to fall off that one. But Sick has been so influential in some of Sentinels rounds. Mixwell on the other side here, just trying to buy time. Rotation coming in as well for Kellogg's. Oh, Dapper. Okay. So showing a lot of presence here. That's... I don't know if they've realized it's 2 players. They probably have a good idea now. It might be more than just one. And Kellogg's going to try and sit it on that close angle on that wall side. Mixwell drawing attention towards Heaven, but this is now where it gets problematic. Mixwell's gone down, so Kellogg's is all alone.
TenZ is going to find it as soon as the smokes drop. Nuki now makes his way up towards Heaven. Sentinels still will pause for a moment, just in case G2 consider trying anything to stop that spike going down. A 4v3 here for Sentinels in the post plant. See if G2 can fight back in.
There's the pop flash, here's the push. And TenZ is just something else. The man is just built different. Look at him. Gets up to 12. And the war cries out, if you can hear it behind us. This is not just map point, this is match point, series point. This would be the GG now. 6 had a tear, TenZ has been on today, but everyone from Sentinels has fired on this map.
Absolutely, they've looked flawless through most of this. Again, even the rounds that G2 are able to squeeze out here in the second. So still could have turned the tides. Actually, Mixwell down on a frenzy here because of that purchase in the previous. TenZ already with the Blade Storm online. Aldrone straight away up C-Long. I think actually Sick with the run it back as well. They're looking for a full sight hit here. Look at this coming through from TenZ and Sick.
There's no way to stop him now. TenZ is right on the side. He's going to take down Avova and look for the follow-up, but no one dares walk towards him at this point. He is just truly intimidating here. Now the spike can be ferried across.
G2 actually get ahead of the curve a little bit. A big flash comes through, but Mixwell unable to find anything. Coldamenta will find Zoms. Seeker's invested. Nuki and Sick will find kills respectively. Kellogg's again responds. G2 actually a 3v2.
Yeah, but if Sick and TenZ are alive, I'm still not writing off Kellogg's with a banger towards TenZ. Now Sick, what you got for us? One flash, he swings it early. Kellogg still holds. G2 gonna make it to 4.
Everything but the kitchen sink thrown at that from Sentinels, but I love Zom's reactionary utility there. Again, TenZ and Sick, they come up, they run it back, the Blade Storm in unison, but also the utility usage just isolates this player on site. There's no possibility for anybody from G2 to even swing through and try and save Avova.
Yeah. Kellogg's lovely work with that flash coming around the corner. Let's see the link.
Let's fucking go.
Let's freaking go.
Let's go. 8 more rounds, guys. Let's
do it. I love that.
Hey, I want to see it. I want to see it. I don't know if we will.
I want to, though. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go see how far we can take this then. 4-12 is the current scoreline. It is a mountain. And already, Nuki's found TenZ. So a good start. Still showing this willingness to push at this point. Says a little something.
Sick, though, has all the way onto a site with Dapper. Again, look at this crossfire though. Mixwell's giving it up, but they are anticipating that exact threat. Nuki will find 2 more, his 3rd on the round. Noms will respond, but a 4v2 for G2. Okay, make that a 2v2.
Okay, this is not how it happened, surely. From a 4v2 to a 2v2. And the last of Shaz and Zoms this time. Looking like A's the area they're going to be heading towards. Spike in the hands of Shaz. Heading on over. Coldamenta and Avova on the other side.
Avova might have even been heard there.
Oh, look at this. Just a slice, just a portion. Flash comes in. And actually they're pushing it. Coldamenta good for 1. Now does Avova get... Yeah, Shaz knows exactly... Okay.
The read from both of them there.
They both come off it.
Avova delivers. G2 will live to fight another day.
It's 5.
Again, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. For Nuki and Kellogg's to still be this decisive in some of these rounds, it's exactly what G2 need if they're going to make this a possibility.
Even they knew that was just, that was a straight up coin flip.
I think Sick was actually anticipating exactly what was about to happen. Yeah.
And we go again, 5-12. The money is broken this time, but hey, we've seen these rounds sometimes go a little wonky. many? How many sheriffs? 3 or 4. Okay, and the marshal. The G2 should be aware of this. They have to be on red alert. This is not just a walkthrough, just because the weaponry isn't there. It's one of the biggest tells of that first map that worried us. The anti-ecos. This is not how you'd want to lose a series. 10, spotting out one towards back plat.
Don't show your head.
Bloody hell, he's crossing back over just as the smoke dissipates. Avova, careful, but you've all seen the clips of Avova in this corner, and you might see it again. That's 2 lovely frags. He's up against pistols, though, so we're not going to scream and yell just yet. And Shaz sees the flash. Probably going to lose. Oh, Avova. Keep it chill, mate. There we go. 2 now left. Tens and Zoms. No opportunities. Well, hey. No opportunities other than that one with Avova really presented.
Mixwell still had the jump again there. Tens just landing the headshot. 21 HP. Find another here. Kellogg's might actually spot him there. Nope. Avova. Find his 3rd on the round.
6. It's clean as well.
This would be
I'm ready for it.
Pretty interesting spectacle.
What colours do G2 have normally? Like, what's their like shirt colour? It's kind of just like black, right?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of, like red and white. I'm tempted to say I'll dye my hair that colour at this point if they actually do pull it back and win.
I'll dye my hair the colour of G2's jerseys. How's that sound?
Same, I'm with you.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
This can only go well. I mean, it has been...
Safe for me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's not bad, is it? Just salt and pepper. 12 to 6, though. This is another big round. Buy round coming in. Rifles back out for Sentinels, so they're sat in a much better position. We do have the res on Nookie. Mix up with his ult as well, so the more kind of, I guess, instigating ults. But Coldamenta now, starting to feel things out here. Spots out at least one. That's sick now noted. You can see the creep up on long as well. Kellogg's better be locked and loaded. Coldamenta good for one. Spots out another. Flash comes in. Smoke goes down. Zomzo, great work towards Coldamenta. That's now a problem for Kellogg's.
The neural theft will be popped to the information reveal, but Sentinels look to force their way through.
Timing.
1 for 1, actually. Nookie will find another one in response to the Hunter's Fury popped. Zoms now, get through. The lockdown will be removed. The back of that. And look at that, Nookie and Mixwell combine. G2 post another.
It's
They're 7th now.
Now, normally we don't get excited for comebacks until double digits is achieved by the team on the comeback. Generally, the general rule of thumb. I'll give it till 8. I'll give it till 8 and then I'm on board. And then obviously they'll lose that one. It's over and done with. For this...
Looking at the script, actually.
Well, I haven't got that page. Production just ripped it out, so I don't know. We're going off script here. It's mad. 7 to 12. Money's back down. Now the problem is, we talk about money. Sentinels will be in this kind of, not perpetual phase, so we'll be able to get buys, but it is going to be that little bit of an issue here and there, but again, still danger aplenty. And G2, how resilient are you? That's the big question here. How far can you take this, truly?
Well, the way they're reacting, actually, I mean, again, these rounds are a little unorthodox. Tends to try and just find an opener here. We'll spot Avova, actually, behind Platt. Over will escape back here, and Kellogg's finds Sick on the other extremity. So Sentinels doing what they tried to do on Split, just pull these rotations and create their own gap in the defense. G2 much better equipped this time around.
Yeah. Again, same sort of work leading in through from Garage. You're going to have, I think it's going to be Nookie at the back, watching the pusher in case there is pressure here, but Tens has actually garnered some space. Spots out one, that's ambitious, and Mixwell this time does get the better of him. Good follow-up. And there it is, it's Prime Gaming Flawless. We're at G2. They are now starting to build up a little bit of hope. Just a little bit of hope. Starting to filter through. 6, not been necessarily quelled. He's on 24, but he has been slowed down in this half compared to him running rampant in the first.
Yeah, which is interesting. Again, you quite often see Sentinels just throw Tens and Sick into the mix, and more often than not, they're able to find entries. They're able to find actually 2 or 3 kills on the back of that. And right here, as I said, you got to credit G2. I mean, particularly Avova and Mixwell, who time and time again are able to shut down Garage and see sight. And Sentinels sat a little deeper.
Yep.
Kellogg's now posted, but the run it back.
This is
see what he can get done.
Yeah, lovely utility work so far. Going to at least hinder some of that approach through Garage. Forces him to look towards that B site. That's a problem. Coldamenta, Nookie, it's all falling to pieces. Sentinels tearing away that just dash of hope that they had, and now it's down to Avova on kills. They know Avova's back here. He's been here every round. He's now surrounded. 1, 2, 3. It's just gonna be sick to shut him down as Kellogg's prevented the impossible before. This time, sick. I couldn't imagine a better player to close it down, and in flawless